Welcome back to Mars War College. The douchebag god of war is here to teach you all about war and hopefully how to avoid it. It's kind of the point, right? Yeah, no, we've talked. We'll go over little things each time. A little nervous doing this whole World War I thing. Yeah, no, this is where straight up corncob pipe professors are going to be double checking my homework, right? So I'm gonna, be straight up about not knowing too much about all the politics. I know, so we're gonna get, this is where we do slow down, and some of the politics is quite interesting, because of course, all the old monarchies, the Dutch King of Flanders is finally gonna have to step down, right? It's not necessarily for the better, but it's one of those things where it's gotta happen eventually, right? You can't just stay like that forever. I know some people have romantic ideas about the past. Hey, depends who you are, right? If you're a noble, fuck yeah. If you're a princess or a prince or a Count Duke of Flanders, fuck yeah, your life's probably pretty fucking sweet. If you're not, goddamn, yeah, come on, please try to consider that. I know, I'm not going to say the modern day's better, but again, we can't just stay like that forever and hope that things will be okay one day. You saw how much global war already happened before this. And in a way, personally, I think World War I was necessary because it destroyed all of the European monarchies, almost. The only one left is the British, and they have been demoted to, like, TV reality sitcom. Yeah, no, they're not monarchs anymore. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of setting the stage here. We already did leading up to this, but yeah, no, like, we'll get into the war, trust me. You'll finally realize why Star Destroyers are fucking medieval technology. Fucking hell, guys. Oh, man, I'll show you some fucking Star Wars, buds. But no, before that, the politics, and before even getting into the politics, I want to touch on the society leading into this. Again, yeah. I'm approaching this with as much due respect as possible. I know I'm a fucking jackass sometimes. Hey, if you've been following, you know why I'm being a jackass to you. You're in my fucking war college. You're in Mars's war college. Did you expect the god of war to be nice to you? It's part of the regiment, man. By the end of this, you will be numb to this sort of thing. Anyone can say anything to you, and you will laugh at them. It's a good advantage to have. As for, average Joe European society, mostly European, even America was just becoming known, yeah, Hollywood was just starting, so I guess all I'm saying is America wasn't, look what Donald Trump did today quite yet. Right, they were an up-and-coming, people were talking about it, like, oh yeah, I bought a Smith & Wesson pistol, and oh, did you see the Civil War? Yeah, people were talking about it, but they weren't, no, Europe was center stage, of course, straight up King of Flanders up in that shit. Yeah, we've touched on some of these topics, but let's dig into it now before we really get into it. Basically, one of the problems I see with, that had to change, basically, is, as far as I can tell, unfortunately, people used to be a lot more racist. I know, yeah, people get uptight today when you drop the wrong buzzwords in a beehive, but my god, I mean, we'll get to see some examples here in World War I, when half the soldiers are straight up conscripted out of Africa and India and shit to fight for the British. Yeah, all those British soldiers, yeah, a lot of them weren't, British. And yeah, you probably didn't even know about that, right? It just gets swept under a rug somewhere, and oh yeah, wouldn't it be nice to be a king in a castle somewhere? Fucking hell, buddy. The only reason I'm, like, romantic about Roman society before it became fucking crazy, right? No, man, Roman society is, like, got totally out of control, too. Back in the old republic, yeah, that would have been cool. Most people could get a job and live a normal life, and even refugees, and that's as close as it gets. Yeah, buddy, oh, I know how that sounds. I'm just saying, even that's a long shot. Oh, it turned into the fucking Catholic Church, and goddamn, Pope Don Diablo's Mafia. We'll deal with that later. No, fair enough. There's a couple little things that are a little nostalgic. Ah, that'd be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if we still had that? And fuck, most societies, right? This is, I find a lot of this fascinating for that reason. You find these little things in these weird societies where it's like, hey man, you guys had that one thing down pretty cool. This is the thing, we can learn from these things and adapt the positive qualities and reject the more negative qualities. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. And I know someone's gonna say, well, there's still slavery today, right? Yeah, there is. And it's a long, hard road to fucking dealing with it, and you must realize how just doing nothing is not the answer, right? Yeah, because I'm sure you realize maybe people back then didn't know much about this. Yeah, they didn't have the internet. Oh, what about Google? Yeah, no, trust me, I know I look like a jackass with my whole Google. I did my best to explain that. We're going to have to do a whole other philosophy class just about Google for the Google Gulag eventually. I'm just saying. Just the ability to transmit news, not even Google, like Facebook, whatever. If something happens, you're going to Facebook it to your friends and they're going to know. Dude, if they had Facebook back then, it would have been very different. I'm not even sure for the better or worse. I'm just saying. Yeah, it was right before all this modern communication technology. People had radios and telegrams. Straight up, telephones were just becoming like a thing. Like the post office had a telephone. Ooh, yeah. The fucking Queen had a phone. Yeah. They when they set up these telegram wires, I'm pretty sure even the main form of overseas communications. Yeah, there was a telephone from the British post office to the British police station, sure. But to get a phone line across the Atlantic Ocean, yeah, no, there's no satellites yet, buddy. No, hardline. They had to do hardline fucking SO beep, 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 beep. Yeah, that's how you used to call England. And it didn't work at first. It took a while before they actually had that shit working. So yeah, the richest people in the country can send a quick text message. Takes a few hours. That's the level of, I'm not, again, I don't mean people were dumber. I just mean weren't as aware of things like racism and that. To them, it's like, yes, there was still segregation in the States. Fair enough example, right? There's a little thing in these documentaries and that where it's like they conscript all these black guys into the army, and then when they get there, they're like amazed that all these Europeans are treating them so well. Like French people are giving them wine and bread and like, oh my god, you guys are here to help us, thanks, bro. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, cool. I'm sure some people were snooty or weird, but no, like they were desperate for help. And when a bunch of black dudes showed up in military uniform, they're like, fucking hey, these guys are here to help. And to some of them, it was like mind-blowing, and after the war, they had to go back to America and deal with the KKK and shit. So yeah, no, eventually you gotta move forward, right? So yeah, it's like, on one hand, a lot of average people in Europe and even America probably didn't think much about it, mainly because they never interact, right? They didn't even see these people, or they had their own problems, of course. Yeah, the poor people in Europe and America are slaving away in coal mines and shit, working fucking 15-hour workdays for $5 and shit. I'm not saying they had it much better. I'm just saying pretty much the only person having a good time is the fucking Duke of Flanders. Like, you must see this, right? I know we have problems like that today, but you gotta realize the very concept of a middle class was so rare in most societies. Some societies had like a small upper middle class, or ooh yeah, you don't have to be royal, you could be whatever. There's always been, even before churches, like people who were educated, blah blah blah. No man, like whatever. It's a long hard road forward. I'm quite adamant in believing we're better off moving forward than backwards. It just, again, it's like, you might think today, like, oh, what about all this slavery from Africa? Well, we're going to get into how that started. Yeah, how did that happen? Well, if you look at World War I, yeah, and if you look at the European monarchs before World War I and taking over every colony in the, yeah, right, you probably get it by now. This happened before that, right? This is all the Dutch monarchs and Queen of England, King of France, fucking King of Spain motherfuckers going around, fighting around the world in their big new pirate ships. They finally managed to get together as soon as that technology was there. Naval technology. Oh, buddy, we'll get into it. Yeah, there's a reason I'm a Navy nerd. Yeah, because navies are the ultimate military, basically, is a good Navy. There's a reason the States has... Whatever, we'll get there. I'm just saying, as soon as these countries had real naval technology, that was it. They literally covered the whole world and enslaved almost anyone they could. And most people barely knew about it. They heard about it. Yeah, the Dutch Indies sounds like a nice place. Straight up, yeah, you're slaving away in your coal mine. Your wife's a crabby bitch with 30 kids. You go home to drink some liquor, and yeah, I'm sure people in the Dutch Indies are having a good time. I'm sure people in the Dutch Indies are going fucking America, right? Everyone's getting a little crankier and a little more grumpy. Oh, it's about to explode into World War I. But I hope even more skeptical or like This is the thing, I'm trying to bridge a gap between these kind of hippy-dippy pacifists. I know how that sounds. Look, I live in a place with a lot of, people like this. Call it whatever the fuck you want, left-wing, neoliberal, I don't care. I've been trying to, if we're gonna label something, at least have the labels make sense. At least hippies make sense. Sorry, man. Hey, if you got something to say, that's awesome. We can talk about it like humans. God damn, I hope that's still in the hippie philosophy. So yeah, I mean, in a more political sense, this is one of the major factors of all the, pent-up aggression, so to speak. It's not like everyone just started fighting at once. It was... people were getting more disgruntled about working conditions and civil rights, and yeah, not just for black or for everyone, white people too. This is the thing. Even if you're some white guy going, oh man, do I gotta feel bad about this too? No, you guys were also getting shit on. Everyone. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the only person living it up is the fucking Tsar of Russia with his, 4 witch daughters. I mean, one of them looks pretty hot, but my god, man. Oh yeah, by the way, we had to murder a small child to make sure that the Tsar family would never come back. Yeah, no, straight up. Remember when I said sometimes you gotta murder a kid? Well, yeah, little Anastasia of the Tsar family was like 10 years old. They had to fucking shoot her right in the head, or whatever, cut her head, make sure she doesn't have a kid ever. And yeah, I know that sounds harsh. I wouldn't have wanted to do that, but this is the thing. If you neglect these problems too long, you end up in a situation where, well, we got to do one or the other. Either we live in this like slave run. Well, yeah, we're slowly getting out of it. What I'm saying is, if again doing nothing, you probably get it, and it's like, oh god, yeah, we can either live in our slave colony world with the Duke of Flanders, or murder all the royal children and make sure that, right? Because it was neglected. I'm not blaming anyone specifically. There were people trying to, activists like Lenin and all these crazy guys trying to fight for civil rights and shit before whatever. This is the thing. Before America and even before China had a chance to get in on this, right? Today it's, yeah, China and America slaving everyone. Oh, they were picking up the sleazing in on all the shit that was already there. I just want to make it damn clear before we get any further. It was these British monarchs that started all this. They colonized all of Africa, fucking India, Canada, fucking New Zealand, the Papua New Guinea, fucking Australia, anywhere they could get their greasy little fingers in. All that shit happened, and then World War I happened, and now we're still dealing with the aftermath. So, like, I know, for, like, more intelligent, like, people of the hippie-ish origin, whatever, yeah, you're sitting there going, god damn, dude, like, yeah, I get it. I know, I'm not completely heartless, I'm just a douchebag. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying this is gonna happen again right now, but you probably notice a few, people... It's different now because, oh yeah, of course, COVID, Google, fucking Donald Trump, you name it, man. Yeah, the politics get more and more complicated as things get stupider and stupider. But I think most people realize, yeah, no, you gotta try to move forward in some way. And this is why I still have a level of, sympathy. What I'm willing to meet people halfway if they're just like, man, can't we just get along and be friends? And I saw a little meme on Facebook. Oh god, did I see a meme on Facebook? It's the quick little short answer to being a good person base. I know, yeah, you know what? This is the thing. I think that whoever posted that has the best of intentions and could very well be a great diplomat, etc. You must realize, though, that other more negligent, ignorant people are going to look at that and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it out like taffy. What I'm saying is, I guess a lot of this is somewhat biased. I have known several people who are, I don't know how adamant, but the people who I've heard a lot of preaching in my life about peace and unity, and war is bad and slavery is bad and this is right and this is wrong. But when it comes down to it, they're willing to tolerate almost anything for the sake of safety and convenience. I was saying before, no matter how humble you are, if your life is threatened, you will panic and do anything it takes to survive. Go ask a fucking Shaolin monk. He learns how to fight with a rope for a reason, so that when he does get pushed into a fight, he knows how to fight with a rope instead of a sword. Yeah, you know what I mean? Even monks learn how to fight for that reason. So, yeah, I know this probably sounds preachy, but hey, after a lifetime of people preaching, I got my own preaching. If you really want to be a pacifist, learn how to fight with a rope. Metaphorically, you know what I mean? like, there are ways to confront conflict and resolve conflict without killing everyone, basically, right? There is. Yes, you can do that. But to ignore it and pretend you're far... I have nothing to do with it. I don't know anything about it. I'm as far away from it as possible. If someone does threaten me, someone else will go beat them up. Borderline, at that point, the person enforcing your safety is still a better person, because they're just trying to help their friends or family. If you're sitting there like the Duke of Flanders going, oh, if there's a fight, someone else will do it, and I won't be responsible. Yeah, World War I, yeah, no, man, and I hope you can sort of see it. Like, I don't know, in my mind, any attempt to meet that in a more realistic way, to me, I will respect your opinion much more. I'm not saying you should want me to, but just in general, most people would respect your opinions about these things more in general, instead of just laughing at you for being a hippie, or fucking, yeah, people laugh at me for all kinds of shit. I'm just saying, yeah, if you are one of these hippie people wondering, wow, the world seems deaf to this, you gotta take that one step and be like, okay, what is the most, sensible way of resolving this conflict, as opposed to ignoring it and hoping it goes away. And I know some people will just say, well, I have an easy solution, just stop fighting, or, oh, it's the government, and I hate to say, those are the kind of people, in my biased experience, who are the most flexible when it comes down to the wire, when, oh, now, you're gonna have to pick this or that, or, yeah, when violence comes afoot, it's like, oh, yeah, call a tough guy to beat them up, call the police, right? What are you going to do if I break into your house and threaten your family? You're either going to fight me, or you're going to call the police or someone else to come fight me, right? And now it's like, oh, that's so negative. Again, just ignoring it. I hate to say I'm not going to say you're part of the problem, but it's one of those things. It's so borderline, because you're so close to that edge where the second you do the hipster douchebag combo, which is, whatever, I'll try to explain it anytime I can, man. Yeah, I invented my own racial slur. It doesn't even make sense. Oh, God. No, it's being a hipster's no problems with being a hipster. Whatever, that's cool if you're all alternative or whatever. You got crazy ideas, man. Jesus was a hipster. Fucking right. Fucking Julius Caesar was a hipster, man. Yeah, no, straight up. And yes, I am a certified Latin douchebag. It's the combo that fucks it up. It's because it's like straddling that Swiss neutral zone on playing both sides almost, where it's almost selfish to expect everyone to give up all of their quarrels just because it's convenient for you, you know what I mean? It's only a simple matter of stop fighting if you have nothing on the line. If I walk into your house and start burning shit and killing people, suddenly something has to get done, right? And I know, oh, that's so negative, why would you say that? You can only push this so far before a tiny little crisis in Serbia turns into World War I. Right? If people were able to approach that situation with calm, cool heads and say, how do we resolve this one conflict without just telling everyone, oh, you're stupid. Because think of what you're saying. You're telling them they have no reason to be angry or to fight. Well, sure, unless you're the one being threatened. Oh, your family got killed. Why are you angry? No, you have no reason to be angry. Just stop being angry. Yeah, no, it's obviously, yeah. And oh, who started it? Well, they're all dead now. So yeah, we got to figure something out. I guess all I can say about that is, yeah, I've struggled with conflict in my life as a kid and all sorts of things around my home, not too severely, but enough to... All I can say is, if you do have a more sensible sense of your own values in this, I might think you're an idiot, but if you feel comfortable with your values about this, all of this will feel less stressful and less crazy, and the world will be less of an alien lizard man conspiracy. There are alien lizard orgies if you're interested, but the lizard man conspiracy will become less scary. And I guess what I'm going to do is, instead of just ripping on this meme I saw, I'm going to give my version of it. Oh yeah, here's my hipster douchebag, literally one-word answer to how to be a good person. This isn't being a good person, this is just my reflection of what someone might have thought of that. Yeah, I know, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, we're not in philosophy class, I'm just saying, in my mind, this attitude is exactly how World War I got so bad before it got resolved. Like, basically most of the people involved assumed it would be over very quickly. Like, oh, there's a fight, okay, get the soldiers to go fight the fight, and then the fight's over. No, the fight's not over. Wow, it's just getting started. Yeah, what happened? Well, yeah. That sounds a little vague. I guess my point before I get into my little meme thing here is, a lot of these, I guess I'll call them half-assed kind of solutions, one-word answers to problems is, if you really press the logic of the issue, like let's debate this like we're in Athens University, like straight up. If you push the issue, they'll basically, as soon as they realize the flaw in the logic, they'll say, dude, whatever, like, yeah, who cares? Yeah, you're making a big deal out of nothing. That's the problem. This is the thing. And about the whole neutral thing. Hey, if you're an innocent civilian, my God, you are the voice of the people, right? That's who the soldiers are fighting for, God damn it. The problem is when basically the hipster douchebag combo, it's pick one or the other. It's like you're taking sides, but you're still claiming neutrality, basically. You're here's my opinion, this is what people should think and do, but if you challenge the idea, I'm gonna back up into my neutral zone and say, hey, dude, whatever, like, blah, yeah. And then other people have to keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, and why can't they just stop fighting? Well, when you're gonna get threatened, oh God, call the police or call someone to fight, yeah. Exactly. As soon as it will not matter to you unless something you care about is at stake. I'm sure literally anyone can imagine, oh God, my family's at risk. I'm not saying kill everyone, I'm saying, do you have a rope or anything? Yeah, anything other than get someone else to fight, and then, well, if you do, you got to accept that violence is part of the society and not say, well, everyone's an idiot for fighting. It's like, buddy, you gonna tell that to the guy who's protecting you? Like, so... Here's I don't even know if it was a meme. I think it was a picture of a t-shirt, and that they posted it as, it's cool. Like, this is what I'm saying. The thing itself is cool. I'm sure whoever has that shirt or bought it or thought that was a neat idea, they probably have a good intuitive sense of most of these things. Maybe not all of it. I could probably challenge one or two of their philosophies, and we could debate it over corncob pipes and brandy. Yes, rather. Again, the problem is when people hipster douchebag, this is ammunition for hipster douchebags, basically, because they can take this and say, yeah, here's what you should think. Well, here's my logical problem with this, that, and whoa, what the hell? Oh, now I'm negative shit disturber. Oh, you want to see negative shit disturber? Wait till World War I gets started. To say this is the perfect fatality killer move against that philosophy. Remember the Nazis? Oh boy, Nazis. Yeah, no, Nazis, you know? Some of those guys are pretty, not all of them, but some of those guys, I'm going to give them some credit where, yeah, there's one group of people where you are more than happy to shit kick them around. Oh, of course they deserved it. There's lots of other people who gets a little too foggy outside the Nazi zone. This is one of the 1-2. The 1-2 combo to really fatality this is... One guy said this. He's not even he's a video game critic. He muses on crazy shit while he's baked. He made a joke about not rolling $100 blunts with his Patreon money. The guy's fucking hilarious, man. And he's like, don't worry, I'm not just rolling $100 blunts with your contribution money. People are like, no, don't worry, man. I'm sure they're little doobies. little frugal doobies. Anyway, this guy muses... Oh, yeah, he was playing Wolfenstein. Castle Wolfenstein. There's a couple of them are cool. Yeah, fighting Nazis. Oh boy, Nazi zombies. Fucking Nazi whatever. That's when it's okay to fight. And, well, here's the thing. Well, we're gonna get into it, bud. You wanted to talk about Nazis, didn't you? Fucking hell, we were their only allies. Yeah, goddamn. I don't know if you just got here. I'm right in that sleazy gray middle myself. That's why I might seem a little overly cautious about this sort of thing. In order to tell you this, that, and the other, I got to be careful myself not to fall into hipster douchebag zone. And my God, it's up to you, hipster douchebag, to tell me when I approach your territory. We'll get to the meme thing. I got it written down here. I'll cap it off with that. I'm just saying, he made this great point. He said it better than this one random baked video game YouTuber or whatever said it better than anyone I've ever heard. It's like, yeah, war atrocities are nothing new, right? There's violence everywhere, man. Holy fuck. The thing with the Nazis is, the reason it shocked into our brains for literally all of eternity, made Hitler the most fucking famous tyrant of all time. It's not just the fact that he was one of the first people on TV. We'll get to that. Yeah, think about it. Just bought a TV. What's on? Nazis. Straight up. No, we're getting there. It's because their culture is so similar to ours. Right? They are, like, they weren't always, they used to be our bras. Yeah, exactly. I see it differently as the Latin douchebag fucking just close enough to Italy to still be a paisano. Hey, paisano, fucking Super Mario's Galaxy, man. I'm trying to tell these people. From a, ancient Roman perspective, as I've latched onto through my many brainwashing sessions, hey man, it kept me sane. Turned me into Mars, bitch. And, I trust me, I look Latin enough. You'd probably think I was Mexican, but there's no Aztec in here, Diablo. No, hombre, no. And I took Spanish in high school. It's all there, man. I got all the pieces to fuck with your head. Oh, sorry. The point is, this is even something that the corncob pipe professors have put forth in World War I going forward, and even into Hitler's whole philosophy, which we'll get to. There is something of a division in Europe. I know other people looking at Europe on that map before are like, my god, there's like 10, fucking empires in this tiny little continent. Yeah, something was bound to happen, no shit. What I'm saying is there's still something of a division between Romanic and Germanic. Oh, Germanic like Germany, and Romanic like Romans. Yeah, not romantic. God damn, you think I'm fucking romantic, bitch? Yeah, well, I can be, right? No, you might know what's up. There's a lot to it, but if you look at the origins, it's clear enough, I think. Back in the old Republic and the good old SPQR Empire with the fucking Legion dude bras going on, you know what's up. Someone knows what's up. Fucking Veni Veti Vici, bitch. We came, we saw, we pissed on everyone's graves. I'm sorry. That's why I'm trying to help, alright? Let's figure this out, alright? So, we fucked up Europe. Oh yeah, we fucked up Europe, buddy. Sorry, I mean, watch Gladiator. It should happened 1,000 times. But then we got to Germany. Yeah, then we got to Germany and things were a little different. Now, before you get too cocky there, yeah, I know, slow your roll there, alright? It wasn't just you guys. It was also the Rhine River. Yeah, that one fucking river. Laugh it up, fuzzball. The Rhine River was a bitch to deal. I know, right? This one fucking river. And we're like masters of building garbage. Like Garbage Factory 101, man. Just fucking build it and go. The soldiers were also engineers, basically. That's one of the few things I can point to. The big advantage of the Roman army. Again, not just being badass. Pretty much every soldier was also an engineer and a farmer and had other skills. The whole legion could put their weapons down and build a fort, or build a bridge, or build a tower, or build a catapult from trees. Most of the time. You'd learn that in the legion. Like, the older guys would be saying, get those fucking trees over here and I'll show you how to make a catapult, or whatever. I'm pretty sure Caesar crossed the Rhine River just to make a point, because it literally, like, we'll show you that we can build a bridge overnight out of the trees around us, and then we'll stick a flag here, hang out for a week, and leave. He literally did that just as a mindfuck, just to prove to them that the river alone wasn't enough. But in a way, yeah, it's kind of like with Greece, where suddenly all these warring tribes band together, and now they're a lot stronger, right? And yeah, we did push in there, hoping it wouldn't take this shouldn't take too long. And again, no, even the more clever ones among you are thinking, yeah, no, well, what was your secret, Flanders? Yeah, there's more to it than just, we're both fighting, right? There's more to it than that, obviously. It's like, oh, there's two people who like to fight, started fighting, oh, what happened? As far as the tactics goes, I mean, it was, they had this wedge formation where they would charge in a wedge shape, and it was, plow through the shield wall, right? And it worked. The problem was they didn't have a follow-up. No, I hate to say, they assumed it would be over sooner than we did. Right? Charge through them all and kill them all. And then when you realize that's half of one cohort and there's 8 more cohorts surrounding you with like, all this stuff, oh god, all this technology, and they're shooting things at us, and I know. I'm being a dick. Obviously, I'm sure one of them would be, you want to debate it with corncob pipes and brandy, we can do it. Straight up. What it came down to was that, as usual with the Roman army, up until everything changed, yeah, back in the good old days of kicking everyone's ass for fun. Yeah, sorry. Usually we wanted what you call a pitch battle, which is kind of what people were, yeah, back in the day of the old Republic, it was all about the pitch battle. In World War I, yeah, no, they had a hard time letting that go. We'll get there. This is all gonna tie together. Yeah, this is why you can't summarize these kind of philosophies in one word each. But hey, like I said, this is for all y'all caught in the sleazy gray middle in between. What I'm saying is, these, you know, some of them were Vikings, some of them weren't. Some of them were just Germanic tribes in the area. They were a little bit bigger than most people, and they had some technology in the sense of basically just weapons. And I know how that sounds, but you gotta realize, Skyrim is a pretty happening, ballin' kind of place compared to most of Europe back in the day. There's no, what the fuck's his name? The blacksmith, one of the 1,000 blacksmiths in Skyrim that'll sell you a sword for, like, money you found in a drawer somewhere. Yeah, no. Most people were using spears or clubs or, you know, rakes. Yeah, a rake is still a metal tool. Yeah, I've mentioned this in a few things. A nice sword is not everyone is going to have that. Even Roman soldiers, that's why they had the short little gladius sword. It's a nice sword, but it's a short sword. You can make 3 of them instead of making one big broadsword or whatever. Maybe the fucking colonel, or not colonel, I'm fucking sorry, that's straight out of Napoleon's army. Fucking, I should know all these ranks. Imperator? No, that's emperor, because it's imperative that he gets shit done. That's what that means. Triarii, that's it. No, I did not Google that. I Googled my fucking brain. Yeah, no, some patrician douchebag is laughing at me. Hey, you know what's up, man. I'm as pleb as they get. Oh yeah, brah. It's the thing, we can still work this shit out. That's the one nostalgic part about this. If I had to salvage anything from ye olden days, just think back to an old republic when douchebags were allowed to be douchebags. We had to fuck over everyone else, right? You can't take all of it. You gotta take some of the good stuff and get rid of the bad shit, right? I ain't taking all of that shit. Fuck no, bro. You leave those Roman numerals and cubits in the fucking wherever they fucking left in the Quran or some shit. Yeah, by the time it was the Empire and marching into fucking up in the Rhine area and shit, by then we had Triarii, Principes, and the Hastati. Right? I got all of them. Fucking A, that was all off the top of my head. Hastati are the young newcomers, lad. I'm gonna show you how to build a fucking catapult. Principes would be me, basically. I would be a Principes. I'm in my prime, 31 years old. I'm got the knowledge to do it. Yeah, if I fuck up, I'm gonna get my nipples cut off, something like that. Triarii are the 40 to 50-year-old guys who, not quite as much piss and vinegar, but they are seasoned veterans. They can monitor the battle from the back. It's like having a bunch of sub-commanders instead of just one. There's also a general, and an imperator, and a flag dude, and, oh yeah, a quartermaster, fucking you name it. Fucking guy who makes the pizza, like fucking hell, man. The tradition was, the Triarii were basically in charge, loosely affiliated with the general or imperator or whoever is, you know, Caesar rolls up in this shit. Obviously, you do what, there's fucking Superman, yeah, exactly. When Superman's not there, which is most of the time, yeah, no, these guys are a crucial, again, this is a crucial element of what's your secret, Flanders. You need that intermediate sub-commander, like, because each one can monitor a different area, you know what I mean? You got like 20 eyes on the situation, and each of these guys are experienced enough to see when a flank is about to collapse, to see when a unit is faltering, to swap out units. I don't know if you've seen this in some movies where they'll charge into the battle, they'll fight, and then they'll pull back, and other guys will run in because you get tired. Yeah, I don't know if you've swung a sword around for more than 5 minutes. It gets fucking exhausting after a while. That's why it's nice to sit there behind a shield wall and occasionally stab with a spear. Yeah, right? Hey, man, I ain't no grandmaster. I'm very much, I don't know, some kind of piss green yellow belt or some shit. I can swing a sword around, but I'd probably die in a real sword fight if it was like more than 2 people. You know what I mean? One-on-one, maybe. I could flail some shit, throw it, and then kick the guy in the nuts and stab him with a knife or something. That's about as far as I can take that in my mind. All I'm saying is, relative to how these Germanic tribes, I'm trying to explain how this happened so it all makes sense. Don't just assume, yeah, super Hitler, man. Hitler's still going ooga booga in Germany. Well, wasn't he Austrian? Brah, do you know what Austrian is? Back in Bratislava or some shit. My god, I've seen that orange castle in a picture. That's where my dad's from, and that's where Hitler's from, and that's where Arnold Schwarzenegger is from, and that's where The Witcher's from, and yeah, my god, man. Fucking nah. Fucking paisano. We make it a pizza, alright? It's not authentic Italian. This is deep dish Boston triple cheese fucking cardiac arrest pizza. Okay, the point is, yeah, I'm gonna finish explaining how even our system was faltered by this. So, and again, who has the fancy weapons? It's the Triarii. They're the guys who can have whatever they want. I like javelins. They're like gladiators at that point, where they pick whatever fucking weapons they want. They hang out in the back. They yell at us and go, bitch, like, what the fuck? Get off your ass. It's like the coach in a football game, but there's like 30 of these guys all bitching at you. And what they do is they decide who fights first or second. Usually the young guys, the Hastati, the newest, youngest recruits, the guys straight out of high school, and I'm bitching at you in my 30s, straight up, that's what it would be. I'd be the Principess, and these Hastati or fucking Triarii old douchebags would be yelling at us like, come on boys, you got it. I'm gonna sit here and grade how much you fucked this up. So, yeah, one of us is going in first, brah. It's you or me. You're in high school and I'm 30-something. Depends on the situation. Hey, if these are some straight, like, if this is an easy fight, you probably want to go first to get some experience and prove, yeah, now you can be a Principess and all this shit, whatever. If there's some straight-up Viking motherfuckers, get in the back, brah, and we'll go first. When I get tired, you better be ready to at least keep him busy for 10 minutes while we get our shit together. And, again, the Triarii are the ones in charge of making sure this happens. And if you're thinking, well, why they remember, they're like gladiator motherfuckers. They're not, they can still fight, they just can't fight for 30 hours straight. So when it comes down to the wire, they will decide when both squads, both Principess and Hastati get the fuck back, and they will deal with it themselves. And that's kind of the epic moment where the you know, fucking Papa Goose has to step in and put an end to all the bullshit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they would literally die fighting to give the younger guys a chance to run away and try again. Be like, you got your whole life ahead of you, bud. Fucking don't make this in vain. Yeah, there's a difference between that and fucking chivalry. We can dig into that more later. Yeah, there are little things I you know, would like to see return, which have in some ways, yeah, we have gotten farther away from chivalry and closer to this sort of shit. Sort of, in some ways. What I'm saying is, the Germanic tribes as badass and scary big-ass motherfuckers with actual weapons and axes and maces and fucking crude yet effective swords. It's more like a blunt sword, smashing sword, less so our swords were short stabbing swords for when the spear formation no longer works, if you have to break the shield wall formation with the spears. And these guys didn't have much archers or artillery at first. They got more into it after they saw us using it, and goddamn, those fucking archers are kind of annoying, but hey, there's a reason. You can't just have archers. Yeah, they need someone protecting them, right? Yeah, no, at first it was mostly big motherfucking dudes with actual weapons, and their their shield was like their flag. Instead of a flag, it's you paint your tribe on your shield. I know Celts used to do that and stuff. They probably picked it up from Saxons boot fucking them 1,000 years before that, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to figure this shit out. All I'm saying is, yeah, it was a close, even match from the get-go in terms of deadliest warrior, one-on-one. Yeah, no, this ain't one-on-one, but this ain't the Colosseum, bitch. Yo, you want to go to the Colosseum? No, that's whole different game. I hope you're not scared of lions. Yeah, no. No, battlefields are different, and this is the thing. They were very formidable, yet they didn't have the advanced tactics that, right? They all charge in one big group. There's one war chief in the group who's probably up front like Aragorn, fucking gotta be the biggest, toughest dude bra here. Unfortunately, he would usually die pretty quickly, and that's it. Sorry, like, even if you kill the entire cohort, you're now surrounded by all the other cohorts. Yeah, your cohorts, that means you're fucked. So what this came down to is, when it came to a pitch battle, which is a big army in a big open field, just like Pelennor Fields, and you know, when it comes down to that Lord of the Rings Clash of the Titans shit, you probably get it. Even those guys are going, fuck, right? You should have had some Triarii. What you need is someone else, I hate to say it. Yeah, the chief can't go in first. Aragorn cannot charge in first because he will die immediately and then you're fucked. You need a commander in the back of the army. And I know it seems like a pussy thing to do, but just like the Triarii, when it comes down to it, they will die before the youngest guys die. Half of them are probably related to them. It's his cousin or his son or whatever. He's like, guys, get the fuck out of here and come back with more soldiers and more fucking weapons and bring more catapults. Get the fucking caveman nukes. Yeah, so you might be thinking, oh, you know, well what's the... there's something to this. I'm not just jerking off the Roman dildos. I mean, I'll do that occasionally, but no, man, there is something to this, right? Thing is, that only works with the pitch battle. These Germanic dudes got clever enough. I remember the Rhine River? Oh yeah, remember that fucking creepy black forest of death? Like, yeah, let's go back there. Oh, these guys know they could walk through this shit blindfolded, wasted. And our formation of shields doesn't work in a fucking forest. As far as I know, a lot of the their tribes, the leadership was split between the war chief and the wise women. I know, I'm just whatever, man. It's somewhat relative because I'm trying to figure out who the fuck made these decisions, right? So yes, the war chiefs would charge in and die like Aragorn, and goddamn, sorry. And then these women are sitting there going, fuck, what do we do, right? They're smart enough to know we can't just go fight Romans in a big open field. They have caveman nukes. Yes, watch Gladiator. They have caveman nukes. The scene of Gladiator is a great depiction of this exact kind of situation. They're fighting them right on the edge of a forest. And it's like, if we go into the forest, we can't really bring our catapults with all the hellfire brimstone that's smearing trees with napalm. Oh, brah. Yeah, no, we want to keep those advantages. So yeah, no, whatever. These were probably the wives of the war chiefs, you know what I mean? The king and queen or whatever. So yes, the king's gonna march off to war. Motherfucker charged in like Aragorn. Sorry, bitch. Shit happens. You can bitch at his grave. Oh, I'm sure she's bitching at his grave. Like, you fucking idiot. Why weren't you... You had to go in first, didn't you? Yeah, so now they're got to take care of the village and all the kids and civilians, and yeah, right, fucking Mama Goose is in charge of everything now. Like, bitch, what do we do? Because this is the thing, they're supposed to be priests, right? Yeah, oh, you got any of that hippie magic gonna help us against the fucking caveman nukes? So, you know, as far as I can tell, they did the smartest thing they could do, which is stop going out and charging into those fucking shield walls and the caveman nukes. Stay in the fucking forest. Stay behind the Rhine River. This is the only place, and that was it. We couldn't beat them in the forest, and they couldn't beat us in the field. It locked into this sloshy stalemate that lasted a long time, and eventually they became some of our best, like, mercenaries. Eventually we got into the oh yeah, the politics, brah. Which one of you bastards hates the other bitch? Oh, one of those bitches hated one of those other bitches. That's all it takes, bitch. Oh yeah, which one gets the poison dagger, right? So we sleaze our way into their politics between all these crazy bitches. Oh, can you imagine, brah? And sure enough, some of them become legionnaires and governors. Like, you help us in the... Yeah, you know the forest, right? Oh, right. And I know, oh, it's not like they betrayed... No, they didn't betray anyone. They're working for their crazy bitch wise woman who's gonna cut their head off. Yeah, at this point, you want to deal with werewolf PMS, bitch? No. You might get it by now. Point is, we never fully conquered Germany. We conquered France and the Dutch Netherlands and Spain and Greece and fucking... Egypt wasn't even a conquest. That was like, coalition. Like, they were fighting... Oh, the fucking Carthaginians were up in Egypt too. Like, hey, bro, sleazing up to their fucking breadbasket. And they're like, bitch, we barely have enough for ourselves. Yeah. My point is... Whatever, that's an example of an occupation that wasn't a conquest. Or whatever, that's one of the few times we occupied foreign territory for the right reasons, you know what I mean? Helping someone out, yeah, we both need that breadbasket, keep those fucking Carthaginians away from it. This was different, and yeah, this is the point where you have that division of Germanic and Romanic in Europe, even today, even with Hitler's, oh yeah, we're getting there. But you might also see, in a way, this created quite a unique relationship. Yeah, this is why we have a separate label for Vikings and everyone else is just barbarians, right? You come to respect a worthy adversary in that sense, where it's like, yeah, you know, it's as close to chivalry as we get, where it's like, I'll tell the little shitbra to get the fuck back before a fucking Viking bites his head off. Like, no, these are actual soldiers. They have science. Oh, God. Anyway, you might have even heard about Odovaker or Alaric or one of these guys. Yeah, eventually we had so many of these guys, they had like their own legion. Rome had 10, 20 legions. There's a lot of fucking legions. Usually each governor, or whoever's the governor of which province, has 2 legions or whatever it is. They're supposed to be balanced. Not always the case. Yes, it depends on the politics going on. Anyway, those are the fuckers who sacked Rome. Yeah, you've probably heard of this. This was past the glory days. Yeah, we were already pretty... At that point, some of us were laughing, like, because, yeah, they turned into an aristocracy of their own, fucking snooty, rich douchebags. Most, like, average Roman soldiers weren't even allowed inside the city if you're a soldier, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to bring weapons past the whatever. Like, yeah, you gotta wait till you retire, which you're probably gonna be dead by then. So I don't know. It's a fine line. It got worse and worse and worse to the point where, yeah, you know, Alaric, if you want to go sack Rome, I'm gonna go. I got some shit to deal with. Flanders called me. I'm gonna go talk to Flanders. Yeah, you fucking do whatever you gotta save me some of the loot. Like, pretty much. Complicated relationship. My point is. There is that's the main division you see in the both racial tension and political tension in Europe, both at the time of World War I and II and forward. People still go on about the blonde hair, blue-eyed Hitler man. Wasn't Hitler actually, didn't he look more like a Latin douchebag? Sort of, yeah. Well, you know, we were their allies for, yeah, you know, when it came down to it, and fucking, you gonna trust Count of Flanders, fucking King Henry, motherfucker? Or fucking Dude Bra Odovaker, like, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna trust them and see what happens. A little different in World War I. But one of you might be thinking, wait a minute. Yeah, well, I'll also mention, sorry, of course we conquered the UK as well. That just took a bit longer. England, Britain, the conquest of Britain took an extra couple generations because of how far away and isolated it is. We had to learn how to build boats. Yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball. We can build everything but a fucking boat. So what that means is this division between Romanic and Germanic, and oh man, people getting all uppity about which side are you on, and oh, you ain't got enough blonde hair, blue eyes. Oh, you're you know, Hitler got. That's why, you know, some of these guys had the right idea, some of them didn't. What I'm saying is, the actual Romans were their friends. In World War I and II, just varying, the politics get a little sketchy, because in World War I, it's Austria-Hungary, in World War II, it's Italy, and Italy was basically just in a desperate state of recovery during World War I. Like I mentioned this before, they were broke. Yeah, Italy finally went broke. After fucking Constantinople fell and the whole old Holy Roman Vatican, we had to move the Vatican, fucking we lost the Crusades, fucking douchebags, Odowacker, fucking whacking off, a bunch of shit happened. Yeah, Italy was behind at that point. They were in a state of recovery as all this was happening. So they didn't have many options. Italy itself sided with the alliance eventually because Austria-Hungary was pushing in on their territory, you know what I mean? So in a way, I want to learn a bit more about that. Those little minute details are the ones itching at the back of my brain. We'll get to Hitler. Yeah, no, but you get it. It's like, if there's this division of Germanic and Romanic, and Germans don't like the Romanics, and the Romanic British and French don't like the Germanics, why did the actual Romans and the actual Germans become best of friends in that case? You know, that's kind of philosophical. I don't have a hard answer for that. That's another corncob pipe, cup of brandy sort of thing to chat about one day. But what I'm saying is, you know, you're probably getting a little finagled in your brain now thinking about this too. It's like, okay, wait a minute, yeah. First of all, it makes sense that a guy like Hitler became a chancellor of Germany, right? Yeah, they're not going to kick him out because he looks like a Latin douchebag. It's like, no, you actually look like a Roman. Not this British guy who brought a bunch of, like, slaves from Africa and India to fight for you. It's like, brah, fucking, I'm not saying we didn't use slaves, but that was more like labor. It's like, yeah, no, we'll do the fighting, brah. I'm not saying one's better or worse. All I'm saying is, that guy I told you about, a random baked YouTuber, adamant about not rolling $100 blunts with the Patreon money, which I completely believe him. He's rolling little doobies. Yeah, the reason the Nazis burned into our brains, it's because they are very much a similar culture. They're one of us. Ooh, yeah, when someone in your town does something weird, it's like, whoa, they're not in my backyard. Yeah, right? You might get you might get it by now. It's a little different when they do that in China or India or Africa or when those savages do something, that's to be expected. But when these good proper there's a quote in one of these. I know how this sounds. Welcome to fucking philosophy of war. Fucking the little notes that the soldiers would write in World War I, and that's part of all the history. You read it back, and it gives you a great little insight into how these guys were thinking at the time. And this one French guy is just baffled at these Huns, the barbarians. He's like, I always thought of Germans as sophisticated, like scientists, Dr. Heisenschroger, fucking music lovers and art lovers and philosophers and brilliant men and women. And no, they're just savage, brutal Huns who rape and murder. And yeah, we do that too. We're just good at pretending we don't, or you guys do. Fuck off. Yeah, it's different when the Chinese people kill a bunch of people. Yeah, whatever. No. They're humans too, right? And we're finally coming back to the meme and my little version of it. Because this is the thing, like I said, the person who posted that shit, they would probably have a great opinion on this. It rang true to their own philosophies, is what I'm saying. But someone's gonna scroll past that and be like, yeah, dude, totally. And then if they bring that argument to my war college, they're gonna be like, bitch, are you retarded, or do you know something I don't? If you happen to be a person who posted this or a copy of it, I'm sure if you feel like this rings true to you and you have some genuine insight, please, the comment board is all yours. If you can fill in this little gap for me, it's something I'm ignorant about, right? Let's try to clear up the ignorance, dog. Alright, so it's a little list. It's basically like a sign you would post to an alien. I know, right? If an alien came down and you had to wave a little flag, quickly summarizing your stance on, are you neutral? Do you hate the aliens? Yeah, are you worshiping the aliens? Right. Quick little summary so they can read it and know what's up. So the shirt just says, yes, my race is human. I'm from Earth. My politics are freedom, and my religion is love. Yeah. I know. I know I sound like some contrarian douchebag. I probably am approaching this as a contrarian, but I can't ignore some of the logic here. Your race being human, I'm sorry, that is blatantly incorrect. You're either white, black, or Chinese. I know, right? And it's like, well, isn't that racist? No. Because if you skim over that and pretend it's not a thing and whatever, then suddenly when Nazis do it, it's going to seem worse than when a Chinese guy does it or whatever. That's totally no. And I'm not even. But yeah, some Chinese guy's like, God damn, I've been trying to figure this out for 8,000 years, bro. Yeah, your civil war finally ended, guys. What are you gonna do about the Kim Jong-un dynasty? Hey, man, I'd love to chat with the guy. He's got the only fucking Steam account. There's one Steam account in North Korea. Can you guess who it is? And I know, it does seem frivolous. Like, well, again, some people are going to say, well, dude, whatever. You're just being a dick now. I'm just being nice. Yeah, well, sometimes just being nice and then going whatever is not a good thing. And I'm not saying you're a horrible person. Just, please, you must acknowledge that your species is human. Your race shouldn't affect your ability to get a job or, you know what I mean? Yeah, it'd be nice if all the races could get along. But if you're going to blatantly pretend there's no races, how am I supposed to tell you about the Germanic-Romanic distinction of the dude bra shit going? Why was Italy involved in, right? Why was Italy involved? My God. This is the question with the longest answer. You thought the Bible was long. I don't know how else this sounds, but to me that is blatantly ignorant, right? Ignorant of racism, and to pretend it doesn't exist and whatever. And yeah, if some people you challenge it, they'll say, well, what? Yeah, you're just being an asshole, and then they're gonna say, yeah, whatever, until they're in a dangerous situation and panic, and anything that happens they will justify and say, yeah, no, I had no choice. I had to do what I had to do. Yeah, no, you did have many choices before you ended up in a situation where you had no choices. Yeah, it's a little different. Only do so much for people like that. If you're more intellectual thinking, all right, come on, let's keep it sophisticated, brah, fucking right. Well, and you might be thinking, well, black, white, or Chinese. I hope you saw my last episode. I did a whole racism map. Now, where did all the races come from? I gave you my theory of evolution, and Adam and Eve is Baghdad because of the Tigris and Euphrates. It's all connected, man. And go back. This is, if you really want to argue it, come on, you got to at least know the argument, right? Yeah, don't just spam me with a bunch of blah, look. Oh man. No, but I know there's some of you are thinking, all right, I can match the Latin man at his game of bullshit. Oh brah. Now you're in the fraternity. So black, white, or Chinese, or a combination of. Yeah, if you're native, if you're a Pakamiku, if you're from the island of Ceylon, yeah, somewhere, I don't know where, the Fiji? Like, fucking hell, I knew a guy from Fiji, he looked very black. So I'm gonna say, what, 80% black, 10% white, 10% Chinese? I don't fucking know, brah. Could very well be a 5th or 6th gene pool. We never, Hawaii is my best guess for that. How the fuck did anyone get to Hawaii? I would not doubt that is also a distinct gene pool, much like the Australian natives. Again, if this is all nonsense new to you, please at least watch the previous episode before spending too much time falling into Colonel Hoppy's rabbit holes on Google and then throwing some hipster douchebag bullshit into here. We're getting there. Yeah, no, I mean, come on, whatever. This is the thing. We should be able to say a race and have whatever. Haha, yeah, you guys suck at keeping track of time. Yeah, we do suck at keeping track of time. Fucking whatever. Sorry, Mr. Celestial Heavens, right? To me, this is a much better way to form relationships with cultures like this. They enjoy making fun of us as much as we enjoy making fun of them. If you tell Binder he's not allowed to make fun of your race, world peace is going to be more difficult. And even on a smaller scale, again, you will be more ignorant of racial issues, right? If there's a racial issue and you're like, everyone just stop fighting, whatever, right? Whatever, right? Exactly. I'm sure some of you see it. Hey, I respect if you're just neutral shooting the shit. To me, yeah, you get it. It's when you're playing both sides. Like, no, I'm in the UN, but I'm also neutral. It's like, no, you're in the UN or you're neutral. Dude, I don't get to do that. He doesn't get to do that. That's why we have to fight sometimes, because we actually have to deal with some of this shit. When someone breaks into your house, someone else has to fight them. Like, right? Oh man. Yeah, no, whatever. I do not want to play. This is nothing about like superiority of any kind. It's part of this kind of edgy philosophy. If you want to get all edgelord in philosophy, is if you have ever faced any near-death experience. Like I said, I haven't been in a real big hardcore war or anything. I've been in some real fights. I've almost died a couple times. Someone almost killed me once. I ran away from that situation. I've almost killed someone before defending myself. Yeah, I've been in situations like this occasionally. Could count them on my fingers. Right? So any situation where you thought you were basically could die right then. If car flies off a fucking cliff into water, anything. At that moment, do these morals still stand, right? If something here could change that, would it still not matter? And you might be nihilistic enough to say, I'll just wait and see what happens. Okay, what if it's not just you? What if it's also your child? Yeah, right, then I'm sorry, you can't be that belligerent of your existence. Sure, if you're gonna jeopardize your family's existence for your own careless sense of freedom, and I thought you loved them, and oh yeah, this is it. I've seen that. This is, you might even get it. I have a bias in this sense, because I have seen this exact philosophy turn on its head so fast the second it doesn't work. Even like a normally, you don't have to be a corncob pipe professor. You know that a race and a species are two different things. Even if you're religious, you know that's two different things. It's like, this is one of those things where even a flat earth person would not disagree unless they had their own bias pushing it in the other direction. Yeah, I'm gonna pile on the Tekken combo of bitch slaps for this one. Right? Let's say a doctor who's trying to cure fucking cancer. There is a distinction between the minute biological distinctions between a black male and a Chinese female, and yeah, no, there is. Tiny little differences. A really good doctor has to know those differences. So yeah, at that point, when your loved one, your child, who happens to be white, black, or Chinese, or any mix thereof, needs a doctor to understand this distinction, are you still going to hold this philosophy in his face and say, no, they're all humans? And he said, well, we are humans, that's a species. The racial factors of the genetic strands with the fucking disease that you're right, it does. And then you're going to say, okay, yeah, well, of course, in that situation, do what the doctor says. Are you going to pick this up again after and still claim it's your philosophy? Fair enough if you're just dicking around. If this becomes a majority of public opinion and no one even thinks about it, World War I motherfucker. We're getting there. Just in case I sound like a Nazi. Romanic, not Germanic. Anyone can be a citizen, brah. Look at my last episode. I have my whole theory on genetics as it is. Straight up, you want to dig into it, that's all you got to do first. If you can sit through that, I will listen to you bitch at me about it. Until you have nothing left to bitch about. But straight up, that's the deal on that. So, moving down the list, this is the only one I do think I have no complaint against. Yeah, you're from Earth, straight up. If some fucking aliens come down here and be like, brah, yeah, okay, welcome to Terra, Neo-Terra, fucking Gaia, Terra as it is, motherfucking Earth. These guys got so many names for this shit. Depends what language you're speaking, right? Oh, as the Latin douchebag, I would say I'm from Terra, bitch. Oh yeah, like Terran, or terraforming, or terrestrial, or the terrain. Yeah, all those words with Terra in it, as in the Earth, bitch. That's as close as I get to that. That's purely semantic. Straight up, when StarCraft happens, and the straight up Protoss and Zerg come up in here, yeah, you say straight up, we're Terran. Bitch, we are fucking Terran as it is. Straight up. I like that one. Politics, freedom. No, I'm sorry. You want to get edgelord with philosophy? Let's dissect freedom. Do you know what absolute freedom is? It means I have the freedom to collect as many slaves as I want. Unfortunately, that is the paradox of freedom, and that's why freedom isn't free. I know there's a lot of bad jokes surrounding freedom isn't free. What it means is, if you want freedom, you have to make it happen. You have to force people to be free. As weird as it sounds, that's why it's so difficult and complicated. Absolute anarchy freedom, it works fine as long as it's a small enough group of people and you know them, and one of them isn't a nasty bitch who stole all your shit or slept with your boyfriend, or you know what I mean. If you're living in a house with 5 people and y'all get along, that's cool. What if 6 people live there and one of them brings their friend over who steals your shit? And oh yeah, what if your country gets fucking attacked and a bunch of people die? I know, right? Stop fighting. Stop fighting after one guy hit you. Do I get to hit him? Stop fighting. Because what that means is he can hit me again, and he can say, whatever, just stop fighting. And then he can hit me again and say, yo, whatever, just stop fighting. And then if I hit him, oh, you fucking Nazis. Oh, yeah, we're basically there. We're close. And yeah, if you are the intellectual person of this philosophy thinking, all right, yeah, no, you can survive in the fucking Athens fraternity. These motherfucking Rob Reiner and fucking King Henry are... Fuck, they're getting dunked in the washing machines right now. But no, man, if you even have anything for this, my God, this is how you do this sort of thing. Yes, I'm sure you are thinking, God damn, I better have something, anything, God damn, anything. I do have my own list. I will put it up after. I'm just going to finish off with Religion of Love. Religion of Love. I'm sure getting raped would be nice if you really wanted the person to rape you at that exact moment. Right? Yeah, no, hypothetically, fucking Cleopatra or some shit, if I was feeling good and I didn't have to take a piss or do any, you know what I mean, and ready, rip, raring to go, and she was on it right at the right moment and everything went cool, yeah, that'd be pretty fucking dope. It's usually not like that, and religion implies a institutional organization that is mandating a certain thing, such as love. You know, there's a difference between your spirituality and your existential beliefs and your religion, as in tax-exempt status of my church, whose philosophy is love by mandate, which means you're not allowed to say no in this church. Please think about what this means. Again, I've seen these philosophies turn on their head, and I know the intellectual ones of you, even whoever might have been, agreed to this in the first place, is thinking, yeah, no. You probably see, I agree with some of this. I like the direction. It's a better than going the other way, and I do think From Terra or From Earth is a great one. That one is right. The other 3 need adjustment. Race is easy. Just fucking take a high school biology class and you'll get that one right. Politics and religion are complicated. So yeah, I'm going to give you my list. Oh, bud, here we go. And then after this, we're going to cap off with one more little weird cultural nitpicky philosophy thing I want to look at. Then we're going to get to the war. But yeah, no, this is how we avoid this shit next time. is be more clear about these things. Yeah, it's not a religion, it's a spiritual belief. It's a inner tai chi, whatever the fuck you want to call it, man. A religion is a fucking institution of goddamn Vinny's Vatican, man. You want Vinny's Vatican to mandate your love life? God damn, I hope you like Vinny. It's one of those careful what you wish for things. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if it does, then you got no one to blame but yourself, right? Okay, here's my list. My race? Well, let's see. My dad's from Bratislava. It's on my birth certificate. My mom's from Maryland, near Fort Detrick, over on the East Coast there. Yeah, it's where they do the biological warfare division and shit. It's complicated. It's on my birth certificate. The Maryland, or whatever, USA. Yes, my mom's from America. My dad's from the Soviet Union. Comrade, straight up. Yeah, I'm basically almost, half Slavic. Yeah, didn't you say black, white, or Chinese? Yeah, Slavic is like the Heinz 57 mix. Hey, brah, it's the reason we were the shock troops of the Legion. I know how it sounds. It's like the opposite of the Nazi philosophy, but I'm not pushing it on people. I'm not saying you're worse or unhealthy. You're only unhealthy if you're fucking your cousin every generation. You can do it once, by every 10 generations or so, but don't do it every generation, or yeah, you're gonna start to get the brain damage. My mom's fairly white. She's probably half, Irish, Scottish, Celtic, or one of those things. Yeah, I've got a bit of white in there, brah, somewhere. I'm pretty sure. There's also some from the Latin dude, brah. But it's very much a good, good half portion. Genetics from father to son. Oh, I know how this is going to sound. The Y chromosome that passes from father to son is basically identical each time up until the point of like millions of years of evolution, where it may eventually grow a strand, or you know what I mean? For the course of all human history, a father passes the exact same gene to his son, to his son, to his son. It's the same Y chromosome. So if you're half your mom and half your dad, it's the same half my dad going back into Slovenia and Slovakia, wherever the fuck that's gonna lead you. And then, of course, with women, it's a little more complicated. I know, brah. I know. It's always a little bit more complicated with the ladies, isn't it? Hey, that's why we find them fascinating, right? Straight up. Now, no, I'm joking. Oh my god. Dude, I couldn't imagine having to deal with all the crazy bitch tribal leaders of the Germanic, full moon. Oh god, man, run! I mean, that's the long answer. Short answer for my little alien flag to the alien motherfuckers when they come, straight up from Terra as it is. My race? I'm Latin, brah.
Who are your people anyway? Which exotic location do you come from?
I am Latin.
Latin is a big place there, buddy. Where in Latin?
I do not need to listen to these insults. I have pride. I have a calling. Many are called, but few are chosen, my friend. And I was called and chosen to work a miracle.
So, where were you called from, Fernando?
From upstate, okay? You happy, money, now? I'm not real Latin, but I provide real Latin passion. I work the miracles every day. Listen, wives, children, if your husband, if your daddy, if he's not happy, send him to me, Fernando. In exchange for a few hours a week, I give you the world.
Get off! Get lost! You're just a cheap pimp from upstate! Get out of my studio!
I save your daddy! I save your husband! It is a miracle!
Get out of here!
It's a miracle!
This is where it gets complicated. I had to think about, I got stumped on this one. I had to think of something real good, because in one word, it's gotta fit on that flag for the alien motherfuckers. Yeah, we're Terrans, alright? Yeah, straight up. What is your politics? Yeah, because you can't just write, left wing on the flag. They're not gonna know what the fuck that means. You talking about KFC fucking chicken nuggets? I'm gonna open a Chocobo fucking wing stand at the fucking Chocobo races. And yeah, no, I'm not even left wing. I'm more, center. Yeah, no, it's not as fun as it sounds, brah. So with the price of being a scientist, I don't get to take sides anymore, but I still have. It's like the opposite of the hipster douchebag. He gets to take both sides and then go neutral. I gotta be like, I can't really take either of your sides, but fucking hell, you know what? I can still chill and get baked and drink this fucking. Dude, this shit's so cheap. No, dude, you can get Italian brandy for $30 for a big. I don't know. This is a lot of booze. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say democracy. Oh, brah. Yeah, you know how many fucking dildos are gonna fly in my face for that one after saying freedom isn't free and Oh, God, man. Could be more of the Soviet Union, comrade. Yeah, at least I'd blend in there better than you would, bud. One of these fucking, like, you know, wannabe communist guys. Oh, brah, if you and me showed up in the Soviet Union and Slovenia, brah. Oh, fucking hell, brah. I don't even know what the fuck that means. All I would have to do is pretend I got brainwashed by American spies, straight up, and they'd be like, that's why I'm talking like this now, brah. And they'd be like, oh shit, yeah, and then you'd be like, well, if you're hoping I'm gonna say communism, no. Communism was a good, it's one of those necessary burdens. It's kind of like a jihad. Oh, I thought you wanted all edgy philosophy of war before we start World War I. Yeah, no. Communism's kind of like a jihad, but very different. It's a short-term fix. Like when a doctor puts a brace on your broken knee, you might need surgery, you might need pins, you might need antibiotics, you might need all sorts of shit. That's just to make sure it doesn't get worse in the meantime while you're sitting there waiting. Communism's kind of like that, so is a jihad. I have some material about the subject on here. I plan to dissect it as we get into, you know, the Soviet Union coming out of World War I and into World War II. Oh, fuck yeah, brah. We'll fucking chill in the Kremlin if you can handle the vodka fucking twisters, brah. I had to think of something for this fucking flag before the aliens show up. The only thing is, democracy and communism, they're these it's kind of like the convoluted gambling bullshit. A lot of betting could just come down to odds and evens. I had an episode about it in Muslims on Mars. You can watch if you want. I can't remember which episode it is, but the game, odds and evens, ones and zeros, I don't know, there's different ways to play it. You can don't use fucking fingers, because anyone with a sleight of hand can fuck you. Use ballots. If you don't know how to play the game, go back and watch the fucking episode. I'm sure one of your friends is like, oh dude, odds and evens, yeah, don't use the fingers, brah, put your fucking fingers away. No, use ballots, write it in a piece of paper and then do odds and evens. Yeah, now it's random. That's the most random thing you'll ever find in your life. So any gambling, right? A whole casino could just be odds and evens with fucking digital ballots. But that wouldn't be very exciting, would it? No, you gotta sit at the slot machines, you gotta, yeah, right? I understand, like, poker and games of skill. I'm talking raw gambling, like roulette wheel. Ooh, random. No, bitch, roulette wheel ain't random. So the metaphor is that, yeah, all these convoluted, crazy slot machines that someone had to design and build and paint and bling, 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 bling. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's all simulating the effect of odds and evens on a fucking piece of paper. So yeah, what are we trying to get out of these systems? How do they benefit us? Why are they better than the monarchies, the Dutch King of Flanders, right? Hey, the Dutch King of Flanders might be a dope, badass motherfucker like Napoleon or some shit. But then when he dies, yeah, when Genghis Khan dies, Kublai Khan, he might be kind of famous, or what it's the one name people remember because he was up in China. I'm pretty sure he was the governor of China up in that shit. Eventually, no one could tell the difference, right? Yeah, but he's just blends in with the other Chinese guys. Just get the haircut. I know how that sounds, but they know what I'm talking about. All he needed to do was cut his hair, and no one would ever recognize him again. And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Chin, I think Kublai Khan was one of these intellectual madmen who was all like, I want to get the high score achievement in Age of Empires for building a wonder. Yeah, he's not like a Mongolian should be, right? Yeah, he doesn't want to go hunting and killing. He wants to build wonders and, ooh, yes, the new bridge and the new water wheel. Ooh, it's like, goddamn, this is exactly what we needed, yeah. That's such a funny irony, too. These Mongolians trash your country, and then his son comes out as this, like, mastermind engineer kind of intellectual sub-genius who's like, let's rebuild all this infrastructure, but let's do it very efficiently, and yeah, yes, oh, interesting, yes, we did even better this time, right? He's like the kind of businessman who looks at his bank account like a scoreboard. Spent some time thinking about it. I boiled it down to the one thing I would pluck out of that stir-fry of communism, democracy, whatever. After all the frat house parties, after all the Super Bowl tournaments with Sparta and Macedon, after 30 different Roman Empire fucking facelifts, and fucking Pope Don Diablo's Mafia up in Vinny's Vatican, we're getting there. We'll get there eventually. Now, the one thing I want to pluck out of this, my politics, one way or another, I haven't, I don't have a perfect system yet, but I know what criteria I'm aiming for. That is cooperation. In one way or another, however we have to play this fucking game, some level of cooperation between anyone. If it's just the King of Flanders, that's not really cooperation. That's one person telling you what to do. If your democracy turns into an aristocracy, or only certain people are allowed to vote, that's not really cooperating. Communism never really achieves full cooperation between people in the government, right? You know, you need that some level of cooperation. I know, I don't want to romanticize. I'm sure didn't always work this way, but that bond of trust with your triarii, where, yeah, the reason you listen to him bitching at you all day and throwing shit at you and laughing at you is because if you are about to die, he will take it for you so you can fucking come back with the caveman nukes. And I don't know, that's something you can't force into someone's head. That's something you learn naturally. You probably guessed what that means for the Princeps, or, you know, me. That means when I come back with the caveman nukes, I'm going to be a triarii, and I'm going to be expected to do the same thing. Right? If we fuck up again next time, I'm the one who's going to die next time, and someone else gets a shot with the caveman nukes. The roulette wheel ain't random, bitch. So yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing that kept the Legion together for centuries, even when the Empire was only being held together by its Legion, right? As its farmers, its workers, its fucking citizens, like everything, right? And even the wives and kids, there were some, not a lot of women, but it was, again, I don't want to romanticize la-di-da. I'm sure lots of women got stuck doing laundry and shit. But it was one society where if you were allowed to make money, you know what I mean? And a lot of women did inherit their husband's money when they died. Or yeah, if your husband dies in the army, it's like, sweet, I got money and I can marry someone else now. And yeah, like you're allowed to do that kind of thing, right? It's up to you. I'm sure people might still think you were a bitch if you did that immediately. Yeah, no, people were still had basic social conscience or whatever, I'm sure. I just mean in general, whatever. It's not like you're never allowed to marry again or whatever, yeah, right? Or, yeah, all the money goes to the church or some shit. I guess by the time it became the Roman Catholic Church, that's, yeah, fucking Pope Don Diablo, man. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So yeah, as best as I can explain to the alien motherfucking Protoss who just landed on Terra, yeah, we're straight up Terrans. I'm a fucking Latin douchebag. My politics. Hopefully we can cooperate, brah. Yes. Antaro adun Tassadar. Religion. This was a bit easier. I'm just gonna say science. Oh, I know, right? My religion is science. Even people who hate the church are gonna go hipster douchebag and flop a dildo on this one. Go for it, brah. Yeah, anything you got. Anything you can squeeze out of that dildo. I don't care if it's black, white, or yellow. No, think about it. Religion, again, institution, mandate, policy. Yeah, it's different than a spiritual belief, right? My spiritual beliefs are complicated. I'm waiting for some mystical water dragon folklore with some fucking lotus assassin monk dudes. Like, I got no idea what to expect there. You know what? I hope I run into Jesus when, you know, right? That would be awfully convenient if I ran into Jesus at that moment, but fuck, man. You think I'm gonna sit here and piss all over that motherfucker who's probably busy doing some crazy shit right now, brah? Like, whatever, man. I am in no position to judge the man. I will wait until I meet him and have a discussion on the matter. I don't know if that's confusing. Which side are you on? I don't know, man. Who do you think created science? I don't know, man. The universe is too ingeniously designed to be random. I'm sorry. This is the most... You ever heard of, like, perpetual energy or perpetual motion? Yeah, it's called the fucking universe, bro. This shit ain't random. Some intelligent design. That's the snooty label for it. Yeah, straight up. It means I believe something, yes, some motherfucker was involved. I know nothing about the man, woman. Probably doesn't have a penis or a vagina. It's probably like Vivek or some shit. It's both, man. Both and neither, or whatever you can conceive, man. I know, straight up. I'm not in a position to judge fucking whatever. Jesus, my homeboy, homebra, whatever. I'll know that when I see the man. Judge whether he's fucking goddamn Pope Diablo or not. What I can judge is the machine that he created and left me inside of. Yes, good sir. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, now that I'm here in the little fucking gerbil balls that he left for me, you expect me not to fuck around with the gerbil ball, motherfucker? Yeah. No, I'm tweaking the gears on this shit. Fuck yourself. He wouldn't allow me to if it would destroy the universe. I don't know, think about it. If you had a gerbil in little plastic balls, and the gerbil started fucking with the gerbil ball, Right? Okay, if the gerbil ball still works, it's all good. You're probably going to laugh. If it breaks out of the gerbil ball, you might need a new gerbil ball, right? Yeah, I haven't broken out of the gerbil ball yet. I'm not expecting to, but you might get the metaphor. It's like I know as much about the universe as the gerbil does about his fucking gerbil ball. Gotta say, this is a nice gerbil ball. I like Terra. It's a fucking nice gerbil ball. Straight up. That little water nibbly thing, I like to know where the water comes from. What if something fucks up the water, right? We might have to fix it or something. Oh yeah, I know someone's gonna fix it. Fucking bitch! If you went to the effort to get gerbils, right? If you went to the effort... Hey, I used to know a girl who had gerbils. Straight up. Meet interesting people in high school. Yeah, I have gerbils, my god. I've seen these fuckers in action. They're clever. All I'm saying is, people who get gerbils tend to have fun playing with the gerbils, right? They think it's funny and interesting, and they put them in balls and race them around and stuff. Yes, what else would you do with a fucking gerbil? Yeah, that's a chinchilla, not a gerbil. Yeah, there's a difference. They look similar. Fucking, you will be begging for gerbster. Fucking, that was, oh god. Hamster food? Sorry. The most random King of the Hill reference. One person is laughing and everyone else is confused. Anyway, something about World War I and Nazis. Yeah, no, we're getting there, man, no. Oh yeah, my fucking flag for the alien Protoss motherfuckers. These are the Tal'Darim. These fuckers don't fuck around. Yeah, someone knows what I'm talking about. Tal'Darim motherfuckers. Better have a good answer. Yeah, science. Remember, my spiritual beliefs are a little complicated. You know, I'm figuring it out. My religion, as in mandate of fucking what people should know... I'm sorry, science, I know how that sounds. All I'm saying is, you don't have to learn science, but, I mean, church versus state, like schools teaching one or the other, it's like, when it comes down to it, I'm sorry, the reason is, unfortunately, yeah, it's not just, if it was just Dude Bra Jesus coming in, whatever, it would already have happened, and you'd be like, what happened? Yeah, we wouldn't even have to... Yeah, bitch, you would have missed the whole show. But, a little more complicated than that, right? Dude Bra's not here, we got some shit to figure out. Yeah, I don't know, I guess all this means to me is, this is something that I think should be available to anyone who wants to learn about it. Like, I still, you know, freedom of religion is complicated. Freedom of spiritual belief, that's out of my hands. How the fuck am I ain't no fucking... Goddamn, I can't even think of a movie that matches this level of mind control. This is straight up Reapers out of Mass Effect kind of thing. Indoctrination from a spaceship. What I mean is... my religion of science just means, yes, I would like there to be a temple of science where you don't have to go there. But it is protected by whatever protects all of our laws. You know, what protects the bank or your house or, oh yeah, your house. Now it's serious, right? Yeah, some form of protection of, you know, a temple, a fucking crypt to seal away the science, not to keep it away from people, but to keep it away from hipster douchebag Rob Reiner motherfuckers who want to fuck it up for no reason. They're not going to do any math. Yeah, straight up, they're not going to do any fucking math. They're going to bitch about it and walk away. No, anyone who, you know, if you decide you want to learn how to be psychic in real life and how to build a big motherfucking bomb and, oh my god, the biggest motherfucking bombs with the smallest motherfucking particles, it's all there. I know, yeah, you know what, if it's not there and someone else figures it out, now you're fucked. And realistically, as far as the existential crisis goes, ooh, the afterlife, well, how, sir, how, yeah, don't be a bitch, why the fuck would you be afraid to die? The process of dying... Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to dying, but being dead, I mean, come on, man, where do you even start with that? What I'm saying is, scientifically speaking, remember what I said about the universe being ingeniously designed by some intelligent design? Yeah, no, not a good to the last drop, like Nescafe fucking Italian espresso, motherfucker, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is wasted. Not one fucking picometer of radiation is wasted in the universe. Every fucking photon comes all back around the donut fucking universe, Flanders. Yeah, no, even if I wanted to not have an afterlife and, oh yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna die and that's the end. That's basically impossible within our finite universe of cyclical energy, thermodynamic fucking trigonometry, motherfucker. Goddamn Temple of Science. Yeah, no, straight up, if you think that you will have no afterlife and once you're dead, that's it, you're basically hoping to break out of the gerbil ball. So, bitch, I hope you got something better than we got in our gerbil ball division here at the science fucking church. Yeah, Church of Science, not our first target for the big motherfucking bomb test can be the Church of Scientology. Don't worry, we'll give you a chance, guys, but come on. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, you know what? If you got more to add to this, that's great. We got to think of something to put on our Facebook profile when Protoss Tal'Darim motherfuckers show up. Like, bitch, your religion is love. Oh, bitch, I need some love. It's mandated by the priest. Yeah, love mandated by a priest? I don't know what kind of religion you're getting into, Pope Don Diablo. Yeah, careful. I'm just saying, careful what you wish for. If you ever complained about the altar boys, the religion of love, bitch. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the point of this whole, you know, edgelord philosophy thought experiment is, yeah, no, these, again, it's, I don't want to judge people just for feeling like this. Again, if you are sound with your beliefs of this, and you probably do have a convincing argument, right? That's the whole thing. That's it kind of not, yeah, see how the universe is all, yeah, right? No, there's something to it, guys. Just don't get all fucking Spanish Inquisition on me just because you think my science will never understand your unicorns or some shit. Bitch, I'll show you how to make a unicorn. No, I know, right? I don't want to, but my god, if Monsanto can do it. Yeah, I don't know. If there is a godlike super weapon, it's our brains, right? It's Mongolian tactics, right? It's that cutting edge idea that no one else was ready for. That's the only weapon that can get you that flawless victory. Get over here! Fucking right. Fatality, brah. Alright, yeah, no, and I'm putting that up there to say this may be a crude Facebook example. I hope it's inspired some thought, but what I'm saying is this, for the people who might have been caught in the middle thinking, yeah, that's good enough, it's good enough until you're in a crisis and realize none of it makes any fucking sense, and the priests and the altar boys, whoa, man, whoa. Yeah, suddenly your religion of love ain't what you thought it was, huh? No, love should come naturally from whether you want to love someone or not because a religion made you love everyone. I guess that's not fair, because, I'm not making any, yeah, you could say the same thing, you're not forcing it on anyone, that's just how you feel. That's what I'm saying. If you are sound in your belief in this, you probably have an argument that will make me think about it. I'll have to crack open the corncob pipe for, another glass of brandy to figure it out. As opposed to the hipster douchebag fucking Rob Reiner bullshit. Yeah, you can see the difference. And like I said, I mean, this seems to be a prevalent attitude going into World War I. And, who do you blame, right? Well, in this case, it's pretty fucking easy. The Count of Flanders, all of them, the whole royal family of all of Europe. Right down to little Anastasia. Give her the firing squad in the Soviet Union, comrade. Oh, fuck, there's a price for communism, boys. You gotta shoot that little girl in the face. So yeah, if you're one of those people, I would never murder a child. I know, right? Hey, that's what it took for us to get where we are now. Yeah, that's one little example, but if you were one of those people thinking, back in the day, yeah, back in the day is when you're thinking about those people, so that should make you care, right? Now it's your house, the fucking Tsar's mansion, fucking Kremlin nuke factory come September, comrade. Oh, fucking boy. And yeah, those Rob Reiner motherfuckers, and be like, well, it's the government. No, bitch. The government was sitting around fucking twiddling their thumbs in their assholes without any computers or internet or telephones going, oh, what should we do? I don't know. Oh, we'll get to it. No, people, you, me, your grandfather from the Civil War with his musket, that motherfucker was out there making decisions, and you were probably hoping for freedom, and yes, the people can decide. Well, when the people go out there deciding with all the firepower and don't know what the fuck they want, or all their, yeah, careful what you wish for now that you do have the power, and my god, how did this happen? I know, right? There's a fucking rabbit hole of fucking edgelord philosophy for the War College, but I think you get it. And like I said, this is far from definitive in any sense. I'm hoping one of you fucking crazy werewolf bitch fucking Germanic bitch lords has something to say about this, just don't be telling me my science could never understand the unicorn. I know how to make those motherfuckers. So yeah, next time we'll deal with the politics, setting the stage, then we'll get to World War I, then we'll start looking at Nazis. Hey, Hitler shows up in World War I, and not just Hitler, most of the big shots from World War II. Right? These aren't royalty. These are fucking hardcore motherfuckers who had to make, like, even Hitler, it wasn't, right? It wasn't a pure fucking whatever, crazy, whatever, you know what I'm saying? These were normal people, pretty much all of them. All the people who shaped the world from there were either common soldiers, some more common than others. Yeah, a guy like Monty, straight up Monty Burns. No, Colonel Montgomery, he wasn't a colonel, he was a fucking lieutenant. Sorry, I was about to say lieutenant. It is not blue, I know, man, we covered this. Yeah, no, these are people whose, quote-unquote faith was tested. Whatever their alien flag would say, it needed to work. They didn't have the luxury of saying, whatever, it doesn't really matter, brah. No, they had to figure it out. And what I'm saying is, you might even recognize some of these names if you're really into Nazis. Remember Rommel or Goring or Himmler? Or, there's a few of them. Yeah, his whole staff, sergeant staff, shit's good. They got the staph infection. No, I don't know, man. Guy had fucking gonorrhea or some shit. No, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? If you're really into the Nazis, there's more than just Hitler. Yeah, you probably heard some of those names. All these guys were in World War I, not just Hitler. Same with British General. Again, he was a fucking lieutenant at the time. Young, cocky, motherfucking British douchebag. Oh, brah, I'm sure he would have fucking challenged me to a straight-up duel just over the joke about the Queen's vagina. Straight up. If he was here, I probably wouldn't make that joke, but he's not, so jokes about Queen's vagina. So yeah, he was all these guys were like generals in World War II, right? General Goring of the Luftwaffe Air Force, and fucking Rommel's asparagus. Yeah, that's a thing. God damn it! If you're getting all Nazi on me, you better know what the oh god. Straight up, this is how it is on Terra as it is. Motherfuckers don't want to hear nothing but Nazis. And now that we're talking about Nazis, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. My god, this is embarrassing. Yeah, no, I think you get it. Pretty much all the big shot generals in World War II were veterans of World War I, not just Hitler. So yeah, when you're, Hitler was in World War I, so was all of them. So was Rommel, so was Goring, so was Montgomery, so was fucking Patton. Yeah, U.S. General Patton, guy who wore a fucking red cape to imitate Caesar. I know, I'm sorry, brah. Yeah, no, the old Republic must make fun of the new Republic and say, brah, take off that fucking handkerchief, brah, you look like fucking... Hey... Straight up, if he was here, I wouldn't be saying that. He'd be shoving my face in one of his new tanks. Yeah, no, he rolled that shit out for the Union motherfuckers coming out straight from cowboy America. No, this is different. Motherfucker ain't here no more, so I can make all these jokes about George Washington pimp slapping bitches, whatever. No, who's gonna stop me now? And yeah, I'm sure some of you are like, oh shit, yeah, well, double trouble, yeah, double the trouble, fucking double time twins. What, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, double mint twins with this shit. You saw King George and Tsar, right? Straight up double mint twins rolling out of this shit. Try to pay attention to the science, bruh. Oh man, the unicorns are keeping up better than you, and their gerbil balls. Motherfucker just found the water socket. Alright, so, yeah, clearly I've lost track of everything I was about to tell you. I have a notepad that makes no sense anymore. We'll figure it out. Oh yeah, double trouble with the double mint twins. Straight up, literally. What I'm saying, what I'm saying is what it is on Terra as it is and was and may soon be once again. If shit, goddamn motherfuckers. No, don't worry, I didn't forget again. Remember, we went from the fucking the King Flanders in charge of everything, Dutch King of Spain up in everyone's grill. Yeah, World War I kicks them all off the throne. And all those motherfuckers, remember, none of these guys are royals, and half these guys came up from the grunts. Like, I know they had officer academies. It was a little different. They're not piss testing you for marijuana. You know what I'm saying, brah? Maybe in the fucking SS Waffen, they check your teeth to make sure you don't have fillings. I do not doubt the Waffen-SS strict, you gotta be perfect health. I bet you the Canadian forces have a more strict health policy than they did. I'm trying to clarify. I'm not saying they didn't have to do some hardcore shit. Clearly, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just saying I have, I did apply for like fucking hell. Right, I'm not... Oh my god, I could just edit this out and try again. Oh, yeah, right? Wouldn't you rather hear it straight up, motherfuckers? No, it's like, you go in there when you're 18, 19, thinking, yeah, pilot, whatever. It's like, okay, it's straight, time to think about what you should, yeah, in a real sense, not this is so complicated no one could ever do it, so fucking whatever until someone else does it and say fucking whatever, yeah. No, Rob Reiner isn't even allowed in the front door, the motherfucker's on the 9/11 list with this shit. Oh yeah, bro, no. I was close. No, I had minor health problems. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The most minor of health problems. And I straight up don't blame them, because I gotta say, the one thing I appreciate about the Canadian Army is its efficiency of cost effectiveness, basically. I'm not saying they're cheap. I'm saying a bang for your buck kind of thing. Yeah, we don't waste any more than we have to, basically. And I mean, whatever, most of them, even at the recruiting place, are straight up enough to be like, yeah, I've smoked weed before, you just can't be dope, you know what I mean? It's, some people get really like, oh no, the FBI is gonna anal probe you and shit, it's, you know what I mean? Straight up, Rob Reiner motherfuckers, it's like, no. They'll be like, the one guy had these guys are fucking whatever. These are the guys who can't do anything else, so this is what they do, right? I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm saying no wonder they sit there thinking about this shit all day. Yeah, I walk into some crazy fucking war college philosophy class for 5 seconds. No, I got through a lot of the process, but yeah, no, I mean, whatever. Dude, my fucking eye doctor? No, I don't have an eye doctor. I went to fucking Lens Crafters and they fucked up my eye test. Oh, it got delayed. And, yeah, right, little things. The slightest... what I'm saying is... I probably could have gotten to the Waffen-SS by hanging out in the demon forest with fucking crazy werewolf PMS bitch long enough to get, just pale and shit. Yeah, straight up. If I was hiding in the dark forest, the black forest for a few years, doing whatever with crazy werewolf bitches, I'm sure it's, sometimes you gotta take a fall for the team and the sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? Right, we were talking about this with the Triarii, yeah, straight up. I'm just saying, if you're one of those, all into Nazi stuff and are having a hard time keeping up, I'm trying to educate you about the Nazis. Oh, man. Sorry. Yes, the Germanics, the Huns, my god, the Huns, yeah, that's what people were calling them. Oh man, the Russian rapist, yeah, that was like the most popular film star of like the, sometimes we gotta move past some of this. Oh, back in the day, do you remember the Russian rapist? Yeah, that was very, I'm glad my kids saw that movie. Back when John Wayne could still collect a bounty for 5 Indians. Oh, brah. Yeah, no, eventually... we gotta move forward, as uncomfortable as it might be, Rob Reiner. So, back to the Nazis. Oh yeah, we're getting there. The point I was trying to make is, the Waffen-SS, dude, if you don't... the SS, like, yeah, the secret... the guys you're... in the movies that you're talking about. The Nazis, my god, Waffen-SS, motherfucker. That is the guys that people say is the bad thing, and then they don't know what it is. Right? And then they're like, whatever. Can you see how these are clown men and starting to become politicians of the planet? The point I was trying to make is, they are, that I'm sure any of us corncob pipe buff professors, even if I'm drinking the cheapest brandy from the liquor store, gotta start somewhere, brah. Straight up. We can all agree Waffen-SS was probably the most strict entry level. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't take just anyone at the Waffen-SS? Yeah, right? And I guarantee you, I don't look that... I could look more like Hitler if I wanted to. No, straight up, though, similar gene pool, right? If Hitler's in charge of the Fuhrer fucking Bismarck bullshit going on, like, my god, man, I could just do the haircut and be like, fucking hell, bro, I'm his cousin. Yeah, no, at that point, the Romanic and Germanic were quite romantic politically, right? And everyone else is like, I don't know what that means, whatever. World War I, motherfucker, it's coming. I know some of you are just like, oh, how much worse can it get? You have no idea. Yeah, no, dude, you don't need blue eyes and blonde hair. They probably wouldn't take Binder or fucking Quan Chi or fucking Shijinko. Straight up, though, they'll be like, as long as you stay on the other side of the planet, I am comfortable allowing Shijinko to know where I sleep. Straight up, that's all that is. You probably get it by now. Us Latin douchebag dude bras were probably more than welcome within that system, but there was less, less people traveled around for fun, I guess. I've mentioned this before, even up to this point in time. Going to another city is like moving your whole family on a whim with no plan, right? Like, is gonna hop on a Greyhound. I mean, people, rich people, can you afford a cab, madam? England's pretty small. No, right? No, I'm pretty sure that relationship was pretty tight. It was probably more tight than some of the shit that fell apart shortly after this with the Soviet Union, comrade. No, we'll get to that. Oh, straight up, greatest evil in mankind's history, this is communism. Fucking hell. My point is, with the Waffen-SS being the most strict entry level, even a conspiracy nut's gonna be like, oh yeah, no way anyone could ever make it in there. Yeah, right, straight up. Yeah, no, whoever's there is just whatever. Yeah, no, whatever. No, thing is, I'm still thinking my comparison with, modern, but just from the time I tried to get into, like, Air Force engineering, not even, this is the thing, there's a million things, right? There is a pilot, but then what are you flying, helicopters or fucking jets? Yeah, it's different shit, dude. You're not just gonna jump from a helicopter into a fucking bomber, stealth bomber one day, not unless you're, like, fucking Ace Maverick test pilot of the crazy UFO shit. Yeah, real UFOs. They're straight up unidentified until fucking Yakov crashes it with a fucking Texas Mickey fucking balls vodka. Fuck. Anyhow, to be fair, Yakov was usually would have been doing fine anyway if they didn't cut corners with everything, kind of like Chernobyl and Kursk. Oh, brah. Anyway, what I'm saying is, right now, someone is trying, oh my god, there might be a way, man. Yes, there might be a way. You just gotta learn how to be more of a fucking crazy Italian Nazi pizza maker. No, it's different, right? Yeah, no, it's got nothing to do with what you were thinking about. At least now you're paying attention. Ooh, Nazis, right? You might even get it. Remember when I said all these big shot generals, the people who shape the world now? Yeah, you know what you're thinking? A bunch of army guys in the government. Okay, well, before it was army guys in the government, and it was the Doublemint twins, straight up, the fucking Doublemint twins and the King of Spain and the Count of Flanders. Like, come on, bitch. You're gonna tell me any of these motherfuckers, if any of these men were your husband, you would be pissed. I guess all I'm saying is this is a pivotal point in history. See, World War II hasn't happened yet. Yeah, there is no Waffen-SS yet. There are no Nazis yet. Hitler is still a fucking crazy young artist from wherever, some place, Austria Bonanza, yes, some straight up bonanza. No one knows. Oh, people know, but at the time, no one gave a shit, right? Yeah, now you're thinking like an archaeologist. Fucking historian. Where the fuck is Ross? And again, pretty much the same story for all the big shot generals in World War II. Patton was a low-ranking, low-tier officer in the American Army coming over. Fucking Monty was a low-tier British officer who was ready to go off to the Dutch Indies. I'm not even fucking joking. He was ready to do that, and then, oh, World War I. Now I can go get some real experience. Oh, the Dutch Indies would have been a vacation. God damn, he's the one guy who can actually pull that off. Most interesting man in Britain. And if you were skeptical about whether the Waffen-SS would be harder for me to get into, not you, because you're dumb and don't even know what the fuck it is, right? Unless you do, yeah, you're like, okay, what? Oh, yeah, I need more brandy, bitch, fucking hell. The cheapest Italian brandy. Oh, yeah, straight up. Yeah, right? Okay, if you were skeptical about the Waffen-SS versus, an American and or Canadian, regular officer training, yeah, no, they don't probe you with an anal probe. You get a normal physical and a really basic, like, it's not even a psych evaluation. It's like just whatever. What the fuck? Yeah. Basically, they want to make sure you didn't get like forced there. It almost seems like you have to at least want to be. They're making sure you're a volunteer. Yeah, clear as day, right? No one fucking pushed you into this. Okay, good. You know, it's good. No, in my opinion, that's great. That's what you should do. That's what I mean. You got to kind of do some of these things before you can judge them, because you know what I'm saying. So people are like, oh, the government. Yeah, the government. Goddamn, right? Yeah, anyone can just say that and sit on their ass doing nothing until something bad happens, and they're like, oh, you know, whatever. I did what I had to do to survive. Yeah, don't we all? What I'm saying is, Your Honor, and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now that all this evidence has been laid out, if you've been paying attention, yes, you can always go back and check the records again. The stenographer has Notepad Deluxe for $5 now. Straight up. No, what the deal is, even today, a normal person can achieve this position in either Canada or America. It's, you know, volunteer military. To be an officer, no, I know, right? Some hacker Einstein shit. Right, this is why the Rob Reiners piss me off so much. That's the hipster douchebag combo where it's like, oh no one could ever do that, right? Only people that they don't know can do that. If they know you, they'll assume basically that they would never meet someone who could do that. And it's like, yeah, they're insulting themselves by putting the government up on this pedestal, like, oh no, the government. Yeah, it's like, okay, your mailman works for the government. Oh shit, the mailman. I'm obviously dramatizing things for a few chuckles, but you know, the best jokes are true. I'm sure you've heard someone say something like this, if you've ever heard even other people talking about it, whatever, where it's like, oh no, yeah, no, you'll get fucking anal probed by the CIA into a fucking Terminator, WMD, smart bomb, fucking drones, yeah, no, right? It's like, dude, if they did that to everyone, like, yeah, because that's the thing, they're not thinking, they're just, like, panicking, I guess, but then it's like, okay, dude, if you're that worried, it's like, no, whatever. Oh, right. Yeah, no, like I said, it's for your own sake, so you feel more comfortable, so you don't feel like the fucking lizard man orgy is a conspiracy. It's just a fucking orgy with the cheapest Italian brandy. Now, clearly, I'm probably not of this sound. I'm sound of body, I assume. I could probably. The G's would probably knock me out. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. I probably could survive the Muslims on Mars, at least one-way trip. I don't know if I can make it back on my own. We'll figure that out. No, straight up, man. You sit in that pod for 6 months. We're going to have to bitch about Flanders or something. I don't know what the fuck. You start flopping a dildo around, I'm going to have to fucking, goddamn, I hope that we got more of the cheapest Italian brandy in this fucking ship. Right? Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? Probably not. Ain't no light speed on this jump ship, buddy. Yeah, I don't doubt that I might have that one advantage in, you know, the isolation of current space travel. No, you don't think some straight-up scientists at NASA are thinking about this right now? What kind of mental disability would allow someone to cope with that in a healthy manner without becoming more mentally disabled or broken from it? Some straight-up PTSD Muslims on Mars shit. So I'm trying to teach you guys how to avoid it, right? Oh, I'm straight up. Already been through the war camp, bitch. I'm ready for this. Fucking hell. Fucking get to sit on my ass for 6 months and jerk off smoking meth. That sounds like a great fucking time. So yeah, I mean, if the CIA dude is listening straight up into NASA and FBI and shit, all you need is some of the cheapest Italian brandy and we're talking business. Straight up. You know where I live. It's vague, but if you send enough people, you'll figure it out, right? IPs aren't always perfect, man. My God. Now then, my point was, even a crazy mad scientist person like myself could potentially do those same, right, with all the modern current safety restrictions of everything. Yeah, we're gonna, you know, we piss test you for weed just to make sure you're not fucking chain smoking the $100 blunts straight up. No, dude, that's literally it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like ranges, a tolerance range, like my tolerance, I mean, how many particles, how many fucking picometers of particles are in your bladder right now? If we find one molecule, motherfucker, I got one molecule, straight up. If I find 10 billion molecules, bitch, get the fuck out. This is science. Oh, and I know you're thinking, oh, yeah, exactly. Those are the motherfuckers that don't know. That's what I'm saying. So much of this stuff is much less mystical when you go talk to these random people. Like, they're people. Some Smart Bomb WMD Terminator fucking Rotor is not quite ready yet. Rotor is not supposed to be ready for another 200 years, bitch. You didn't read the memo? Fucking hell. Oh, don't even ask me what Rotor is. Oh, that project almost bankrupted the fucking Dutch Indies. Yeah, no, it was... that wasn't even a problem, is what I'm saying. It's just the most basic... It's as simple as pie when you back up and fucking look at it. You got a million crazy people, straight up a million crazy people, and they're all emailing you like, brah, I could be a fucking Black Ops sniper. Yeah, straight up. Are you gonna give that guy a fucking Magnum sniper rifle with the right? This one's got a thermal scope with the 50 cal fucking hollow rounds. No, you do not just give it to anyone. The Simpsons, someone knows exactly what I mean. That Simpsons episode. Screw the badge. When do I get my freaking gun? I told you last time, you get your gun when you tell me your name. Fucking Chief Wiggum. Yeah, no, I mean, whatever. If CSIS is listening, fucking drop a comment on Muslims on Mars. You know where that is. Fucking Olympus Mods, man. Some dork in their fucking nerd laboratory is like, yeah, technically, the fucking, oh my god, technically, bitch. If you can technically this shit, then now we got a fucking conspiracy with the government going. I'll show you the real shit, boys. I'm sure some of you cracked your corncob pipe open for this and figured it out by now. If I had been slightly more determined and less of a fucking crazy man, I very well, straight up, out of high school, whatever, I straight up could have gotten into the same position as any of these guys from World War I. And again, as the little court finagling of the, yeah, you took the wrong stance in that exhibit, brah. Saying, you know, getting skeptical of, the Waffen SS, yeah. Yeah, you think Waffen SS is more strict than fucking, fucking, oh god, man, RAFC, whatever the fuck it is, bra jumping out of a fucking airplane with some hellfire, bitch, it can happen. What I'm saying is, right, straight up, no, what I'm, fucking hell, guys, what I'm saying is, if you were skeptical of whether Waffen SS would be higher standards, remember, that shit don't exist yet in World War I. Yeah, well, back in the day, back when Kaiser fucking Wilhelm, the Duke of Flanders' fucking cousin from another cousin, fucking double mint twins, you get the difference, brah. You can see why World War I's got its own juicy shit going on, and you actually get a better sense of the Nazis going into it. Yeah, no, I'm sure most of you even get it by now. Back in the day, yeah, some hardcore shit. I'm not saying I could have finished it or not. I'm saying I could have got in or not. The access to the public. Yeah, the people have the opportunity to seize the power. These people seized that opportunity and shaped the world after the monarchies fell. This is that. This is that, straight up. And, you know, these guys are all dead now, so I don't know if Monty's a fucking, literally Montgomery Burns might be 120 years old somewhere, chilling with his grandma who's still alive. You fucking, what's his name? Fucking, oh man, CNN, someone knows what I'm talking about. Fucking hell, I've been, not even Larry King, no, the other one, Lou Dobbs, yeah, guy's gonna be fucking alive when he's 300 years old and sitting in the same fucking chair. Yeah, no, I mean, you get it, whatever. Anyone could have done this, but not anyone could have finished this, I guess you could say. Anyone had access to this. No longer did the Dutch Count of Flanders need to christen your ballsack or whatever first, you know what I'm saying? This is it. This is when that happened. This is when the people had the power to shape the world. And half these people are fucking demon monsters of the movie realm, and the other half are going, whatever, of the people who they may claim to be heroes if someone, guy who is a friend of a cousin, was a veteran. No, now it's all good shit until they walk away and the government's bad again, until the mailman comes over. What about the cable guy? Yeah, oh man. Couldn't even handle the fucking cable guy, Colonel Hoppy. Whatever. Any way you want to look at it. It's what I measure, what I observe, and all our available histories upon histories, mysteries, bitchsteries out the window. Someone knows what that means. Fucking hell, Colonel Hoppy. Get in there, fucking hell. Yeah. This was the first time that this, as far as we, in our culture, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the Han Dynasty about. This is the thing. No, there ain't no Han Dynasty no more. China's China, bitch. The Qin Dynasty fucking nuts on your chin now. Fucking you ready for this? I think some of you get it. It's like, yeah, it's a hard road forward, and yeah, these opportunities do present themselves when, yes, the common people have the opportunity to seize a great amount of power. They may have to fight for it. They may have to shoot little Tsarina in the face for it. What are you willing to do for that power to change the world for the better, for the worse, for the Dutch King of Flanders, right? I mean, my God, man, welcome to Edgelord Philosophy of Mars War College. Whatever, this is the result of my brain trying to answer all these bitchy questions I grew up around, and just not even, it's so vague. So you've heard it, I'm sure, yeah, with the Twitter amplifies the megaphone, but I've met these, I know these people, motherfucker. I see behind the Twitter Google bullshit. I can see the fat guy on the computer, Rob Reiner. Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't just Hitler, you get it? Yeah, no, all of them. Every country's major war hero general, whether it's Patton or Montgomery or Rommel or fucking Goring or Hitler or fucking all of them, any of them, fucking Yakov, Smirnov, they didn't even need one. They just fucking Yakov, man, whatever. Fucking A, bud. Goddamn, some crazy half Mongolian Viking motherfuckers. Right? Like, come on, think about what you're going up against sometimes, bro. You gotta spend a little money. Why waste the money on the chemical suits and the curse? Because someone knows what I mean. Sorry. Hey, man, this is the thing. Your Gollum is after the fucking ring. Yeah, someone, Gollum better be after that fucking ring. If this is something that genuinely concerned you, you're like, oh yeah, a little piece. You gotta fucking bust out the corncob pipe on this shit, or I'm gonna. What the fuck did I? Right now, you'd have right. If. My God, the universe's greatest if. Fucking no ands or buts. Yeah, I like big butts and I cannot lie, but goddamn, sometimes you gotta tighten shit up. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, the world's cheapest Italian brandy. No, man. Yeah, even I could have been fucking hellfire nuking you with big motherfucking bombs if a few little dice rolled in a different way. Straight up, with all the Allah Akbar shit from all the brainwashing, it could have been a worse situation, and I'm not even saying that's where I was headed anyway. I'm just saying, potential possibilities, whether astronomical or one-to-one, like the vodka and the fucking Chernobyl pool. Oh, we'll get back to the fucking Heisenschroger neutrons, Admiral. Goddamn. Fucking Himmler knows what I'm talking. Oh God, no. I don't think he was probably a normal scientist. Yeah, no, right? All these guys. Yeah, they all came into World War I as low-ranking officer dudes who, had to do hardcore shit, but did not need hardcore qualifications. And I know some people, no, whatever, yeah, no, whatever, this was it, and yeah, you missed it, bitch, it was almost 100 years ago, still kind of, sort of might happen soon again, is sort of happening, and yeah, this whatever attitude can be a real shit stain on progress sometimes. Or thinking, well, even if we do have to fight the Chinese communists, hey, shouldn't take that long, right? Oh, that'll be easy. My God, I hope you don't think that. Remember the Taliban? I'm not saying we can't win, but my God, I hope that's not your only motive here. Even the God of War's laughing at you. Fucking douchebag God of War in a fucking costume is laughing at you with the cheapest Italian brandy. Right? Oh my God, man. All I'm saying is, correct me if I'm wrong, General, fucking whoever the fuck's watching this, the CIA. Right? One or the other, bitch. One or the other. You're gonna run out of hipster douchebag Swiss neutral zones in the Alps. It's only so much Switzerland to go around. I've never been to Switzerland before. I just know that there's some weird German punks there because of a movie. Right? They probably still speak German, man. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it for that part. We're gonna get into the actual war next time. I know, right? But no, this is whatever. You might see what I mean as we get into the war and how this how did this start? Yeah, how did all of Europe explode into a fucking nightmare? I don't know, whatever. Yeah, that's negative. Yeah, straight up. I mean, among fucking the Dutch Lord of Flanders, pretty much straight up. Why is this taking so long, Sir Alfred? My God. Well, all those guys are going to turn into big shot generals in World War II when the Nazis roll around with the fucking Waffen-SS who had less fucking medical screening procedures than fucking Canada. Straight up, bro. You don't even think I'm lying. Fucking general of the RCAF is laughing at me now. Yeah, no hard feelings, bro. If you need to send someone in a fucking jump pod to the Muslims on Mars on Olympus mods, fucking drop some motherfucking Black Ops on my IP and you'll find me. Hopefully you find me with, oh God, I will be embarrassed if you don't find me sooner. You know what's up, General. Just remember, cheap Italian brandy and 50 terabytes of pornography. Straight up, I got most of what I need there. Just don't check my contraband. Straight up. Well, what the fuck's it gonna matter to you, right? Are you gonna get in trouble for that after I leave Earth? Yeah, you remember Woodrow Wilson's point about international waters, I hope, young man. Oh, man, now he's laughing. One more little philosophical tidbit. Yeah, I mentioned this an hour or so ago, back when the brandy bottle was more half full than half empty. As the world turns. The last little thing. I think this is a great... There's a bunch of little stories you hear about. Oh, yeah. We found a letter in Colonel So-and-so's pocket in the Flanders Field. Yeah, Flanders fucking Fields, man. It's kind of like that, but different. This is a note that was found in a helmet. I'm not sure if the guy died or not. And basically, we'll get into this, how women suddenly got, you want a job, lady? Yeah, you want to be, oh, man, yeah. You're not going to get paid as much. Yeah, I know. Eventually, we had to move forward. Yeah, right? This was a step in a hard direction, bitch, but goddamn, they did it. What I'm saying is, you probably get the idea going, Gollum, look for the fucking ring. It's right next to the fucking artillery foundry. Fucking Tsar's nuclear torpedo factory at the fucking Kremlin. Alright. Either or. Yeah. Even I feel bad for little Tsarina, but that's different. That's different, man. Right, there's so many ways they could have handled that. What about a fucking nunnery, right? Like straight up nunnery where they're never allowed to get laid? You don't have to worry about the queen princess, bitch. Oh, probably because communism won't allow any religions. Oh, yeah, right? That's why it's, you can only go so far with that. Suddenly my temple of science is not so threatening, I hope. Right? You want to learn about Nazis? Oh yeah, now you're curious. We got a Nazi exhibit. It's free. Oh, brah, I'll tell you what I know. Fucking Austruppen-Soldat. So, yeah, this last little thing. One of those weird little Flanders Fields notes thing. It's a little look into how depressing the world became. This is like one of, yeah, the little Tsarina thing is sad, but that's more like holy fuck, the world's a brutal place. No, this is more like my God, see for yourself. This is where I'm going to cap off the fucking edgelord philosophy of leading up to this and how it changed everything, basically. So, young woman, probably less than 20 years old, like maybe 50, like straight, probably not even out of high school yet, is making artillery shells in a foundry in France somewhere for these fucking, yeah, it's been going on for a while, man. Oh, yeah. All the ladies, all their wives had to get in there manufacturing artillery, getting paid peanuts. Some of them were going hungry, could barely get food. Oh yeah, they were suffering just as much, not quite as much, but yeah, good luck explaining that to her. Yeah, a lot of letters back and forth, like, oh, the war is terrible, and it's like, my life is terrible, straight up. Yeah, I have 3 jobs and 2 kids, and oh man. So even, yeah, right, depressing this must have been for, like, they both know they're both right. Realistically, he is going through 10 times more torment, but that just makes her situation worse, because, yeah, now you can't bitch about it, right? No, I get it. So this one young woman whose spirit has not been crushed yet, she's still got some of that, youthful, whatever you call it, fucking bing bada boom going on. She puts a little letter in a helmet she's manufacturing. A little, oh, I'm a normal young French woman wishing you good luck, sir, and God bless, and it's a very sweet gesture. It's probably one of the nicest things I've heard of. Unfortunately, the guy who read that letter, it probably didn't help his mental state. Either he had a wife that he knew he was probably never going to see again, or if he did see her again, it would never be the same. He's not going to be the same guy anymore. Yeah, right? No matter what, you're never going back to the family you loved in the same way. It's never going back. And this woman is just reminding you of that in an uncomfortable way. Or you don't have a wife and you know there's no way you'll ever find this woman before some other douchebag picks her up, right? It's like either way you're fucked and gonna die in 5 seconds, and it's just getting worse. And yeah, I'm not blaming either one of them. They're both in a very depressing situation, making what they can of it. That letter must have been recovered somehow. I don't doubt he gave it to a... This is the thing, he probably just gave it to a messenger or fucking the news guy with the fucking carrier pigeons. I'm not even joking. People were using pigeons instead of cell phones at this time period in history, young lad. Long before Google, lad. I know how that might sound, but I'm sure even, like, most people could sympathize. Like, yeah, when you're in that fucked up of a situation on either side of that fence, slaving away for nothing with a starving family, or getting fucking bombed to death in a sloppy trench somewhere, either way, it's hard to blame them for being agitated or reacting negatively to whatever, or being hopelessly blind hope and optimism. That's great, lady. And you know what? I honestly, I can't think of a situation where the guy would have lifted his spirits reading that. No matter how you cut it, it reminds him of the wife he's not gonna, yeah, you get it. Or, bitch, leave any clue as to how I can find you, straight up. And if you don't want him to find you, don't send the letter, right? Do you get it?